Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Real Talk Beyond the Headlines. Hashtag RTBTH. Thank you for joining us today. If you've been with us, you'll know that we consist of Herschel and Tunde. But today we only have Tunde. Herschel can't be with us. He's studying that biostats, to get that degree. But we have a guest. His name is Jeff. Jeff, what's up?
Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for being here. I actually don't know what year you graduated.
I graduated in 2015.
Oh, okay. I graduated in 2012. I'm sure you. I don't know if you knew that. But yeah,
Like,
you a young nigga.
yeah, bro. Like that's the thing, man. Like I always knew of you or whatever. Like, cause I used to see you around with Will. And Will's my guy. I fuck with Will heavy. So yeah, I used to
Most
see you with him or
definitely.
whatever. But like we never got to hang out or whatever. But nah,
Yeah,
bro. Ever since we started talking more, man. I fuck with y'all, man. You were due.
most
You know.
def. Yeah, these are guys to our real talk listeners that have been on the podcast. The NBA Prince Ordu and the basketball expert Will. But yeah, through Twitter, I feel like we've built a friendship
Yeah, dog.
because we've shared many laughs, man. We definitely be on the Twitter. What's your? Go ahead and shout out your Twitter for the
Uh,
listeners.
my Twitter is Quinoa Ques. Quinoa as in the green, and Q's as in a Q Sapphire.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and also your pro fight G Day. Shout out to him. He's been on the podcast.
Young Jabari, my guy. Yeah, man.
Most definitely. Man. So today we are starting a new segment on the podcast. I don't have a name for it yet. Right now we're just gonna say where are you now, or hashtag the journey. But the point of this segment is to talk with people who are on the journey to where they want to be in life, or on the journey for achieving their goals. A lot of podcasts, have guests on it that have already achieved a great deal of success, and I feel like I'm on my journey. I'm definitely nowhere near the finish line, or even near the finish line of some of my, long term slash short term slash medium term goals. It's a working process every day for me, so that's why we have Jeff, because I think he's in a good position to shed some insight on that. But first, do you listen to podcasts?
Yeah, dude. I'm actually an avid listener of you guys' podcast, man.
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a while now, man. I fuck with you guys' podcast. I listen to the Read. I listen to a lot of politics podcasts, Brilliant Idiots, the Joe Budden podcast, which
Oh,
is actually
okay.
one of my favorites out here. So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually listen to a podcast a lot, man. It's definitely a good mechanism for getting my cardio done as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I asked that because, like I said, like a lot of podcasts have people who are I'm telling you, I don't know if you listen to Freakonomics. It's like an economics sort of like behavioral study
Hmm.
of people podcast. And they always have people from like University of Chicago, University of Pennsylvania, tenured professors, like
Yeah.
people who have done big things, and that's great. I love that, but
Hmm.
people are on the way there. I want to do big things. I will do big things, and you will too. But you just achieved a pretty significant step in this journey.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, it's been a long road, man. So I graduated in 2015, and I took about a year off, in between studying for the LSAT, just to get my mind some rest, man. Because going to Emory, bro, like that shit is exhausting, man. Just the academic rigor of it all.
Right.
So just recharging, get my mind right. And then I took the test in 2016. Didn't do so well. Took it a second time. I did better, but it wasn't, anything, spectacular. And then I was going to take it a third time, and that's when Hurricane Harvey happened,
Right.
which was just like threw everything for a loop. And then I
Yes,
took it a
and you
third
live in
time.
Houston.
Yeah, I live in Houston, man. Oh, honestly, man, I'm gonna give a warning to everybody, man. Stop moving here, dog. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
Okay, we'll have to pick that up again towards the end of the podcast. That's hilarious, but yeah, Harvey, that ain't no hoe.
Not at all, bro. Not at all, man. I mean, there was a story to tell. if you guys have me back, I'll definitely tell it.
For sure.
But yeah, man. So I then took it a third time, and I didn't do well on it either, man. And I guess it was just a culmination of just the stress of it all, man, of everything I've been through. But I spoke to one of my very good friends, Morgan.
Who's also been
And
on the podcast.
yeah, dog, she was like, you know what, yo, just apply, bro. Like, you have a solid resume. You're a smart kid. You write well. Just hit submit, bro. And shoot, months later, bro, I had like out of the 15 schools I applied to, bro, like about seven put me on the wait list, and the rest were all acceptances, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have never in my life imagined, bro, like where I started, to where I am now, that I'd have, all these offers, to go to these great schools, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I ended up choosing UNC.
Okay,
I was
cool.
a fan of the Tar Heels, so it was a natural choice for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. So yeah,
um,
you just accomplished the step of getting into law school. I hear you. I'm not gonna go too much into my story, but I applied last year for the doc
yeah,
programs, didn't get in. This year I received a couple of wait lists, so that's what I started off with. I was nervous again. I was like, oh, here we go again, boy. But we're both
that
here.
waiting period, bro, that waiting period is just like, yo, hurry up, yeah, like I want to plan my life, man.
Oh
But
my
I feel you,
god.
bro.
You said it perfectly. But we're both here. Like
Yeah,
we
dog.
made it somehow. So tell me a little bit about like, you know, sort of how you became interested in going to law school, and before this last final hurdle of the LSAT, what did you do to prepare yourself to get to this point?
So basically, like I've always wanted to be a lawyer. Like, sometimes I would waver from it, be like, nah, I want to be a plastic surgeon, or nah, like I want to be a doctor, or nah, I want to be an engineer. But it was like, bro, that's not what you're good at. You need to do what you're good at. You like writing, you like arguing, you like reading. So do what you're good at. So it was from what I majored in political science, it was a natural progression to go to law school. And ever since I was a kid too, man, like I love to argue, like I love to like debate. Like I'd take positions, that are clear losers, but I'd argue with the facts that I have, and it was like, man, it is what it is. Like even though I knew like I was wrong, or like it wasn't a winning argument, I would still argue it, just
Yes, sir.
just for the fun of it. You know what I mean? It was just something that just felt natural to me, man. And that was like, man, there's no, I have a natural gift for it, man. So it'd be a waste, not to use it, towards a law degree.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up doing that. And the next question was the hurdles, right?
Yeah, so you got to the so I would say probably the LSAT was that last final thing you had to do, probably the hardest thing in that
Yeah,
process of becoming a law school student and
definitely,
eventually a lawyer. So
definitely.
I will say, for me, like I said, I didn't get in last year. I already knew I was going to apply, but it was a little challenging to will myself to that point. And I'll let you know now, I had a straight week of just depression when I didn't get in. But it's crazy because like I literally amped up my efforts by about tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
I improved my statement of purpose. I improved my overall application, my CV, and
Mm-hmm.
again, so I got in. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Like, how did you push yourself for those LSAT exams?
Man, it was just I think it was just like my work ethic, man, because I've always been the type of dude, to where it was like I don't care what the issue is, I don't care what obstacles in the way, man. Like if I really want to achieve something, then I'm gonna put my all into doing it, man. And that's been the way that I've been since I was a kid, bro. Like I didn't care. I was like, man, okay, this is what I gotta do. Boom, I'm gonna do it, And that sometimes I took, sacrifice, going out with friends. It would, sacrifice, free time to just watch TV and hang out. Like I was like, nah, man. Like I want to get the best score possible so I can, get into the best schools possible, man. Because I don't know how it is with other grad schools or whatever, but like the rank matters, man. And it was like, dude, like I have to, like, there's no way about it. You just got to do it. So yeah, it was just a matter of perseverance, man, and just really pushing through, and those late nights by myself of just studying the materials and getting good at the games and stuff like that, and like learning the different strategies.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, man, a lot of the stuff you're saying, I can relate to so much. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've been the best student and the hardest worker, but at certain moments, I have to tell myself that I need to get something done.
Yeah,
You
dog.
know?
It's the African Caribbean upbringing, man. Like like you born with the work ethic, man. Like you either got it or you don't, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Man, speaking of that, let's hear a little bit about your background. And you're so right. With Africans, as I'm sure it is true with Caribbeans, man, my parents didn't, there was no like, it wasn't no, oh, you got an A, you got a B, you got a, oh, there was no sadness, there was no happiness. It was good grades. That was it. There was just no, like,
Mom,
yeah, it
my
was,
mom was not with the shits, man. I remember like I got in trouble, one time like the seventh grade, bro. Cause I was trying to be a class clown, cause that's what got the bitches, man. So I was like, oh, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? And they called my mom. Mom was like, all right, I'll be right there, yo. She legit came and sat there with me, yo, from first period to the end of the day, dog. After that, bro. The funny thing is, like, she didn't even touch me. She didn't even touch me. My pop didn't touch me. It was like, yo, came to school for the day, and I was like, after that, bro, I never got in trouble again, yo. Straight A's the rest of my academic career. You know what I'm
bro,
saying?
I have heard some stories and I've never heard that.
Uh,
Nothing like
but
that.
it was not a game, dog. It was not a game. Like I saw the, I saw my social studies, a teacher the other day, and she like legit told that same exact story because she remembered, bro.
That's hilarious. So that's what's built the worth ethic in you, man. Experiences
Mhm.
like that and parents who are unrelenting in their desire for you to achieve the best.
Yep.
But okay, so now one of the craziest things about life is that when you achieve a really tough goal, it's only going to get harder. That's
Mhm.
crazy to me. It's like, all right, man, I'm so happy to get in. I'm so happy to have done the GRE. You're so happy to have done the LSAT. But that was the easy part. You know what I'm saying? The hard now it's about going to law school, and then after that it's about being a lawyer. But
Right.
what is your process for preparing for this next chapter and also preparing to excel in it?
Yeah, so I have a couple of friends, that are currently in different law programs, and I have a friend who's an actual lawyer now, man. So I've literally just picked their brains on, okay, what do I need to do to succeed and succeed right out the gate? Because first year grades are very, very important, to where you're going to be that next summer, etc. And it's also important for your future career prospects. So I just really wanted to make sure that I had that foundation set. So I spoke to them just to get, okay, what should I be doing? How should I prepare? And just having that friend brace and resource of knowledge, I think that pushed me over an edge when it comes to getting through that first semester of law school.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I definitely wish you the best. You brought up Morgan, who has been on the podcast. Fantastic personality, and also she was great on the podcast.
She's just another level, man. Like she's like she would think I'd be gassing her, man, but like bro, like her resume is just dog. Like man, she ain't no basic bitch, dog. Like she ain't basic, bro. Like
Right.
she's amazing, man. She's dope.
Yeah, and she's become a lawyer. She went to law school, and she probably could attest to the concept of shit only getting harder now. But it's great
Yeah,
to have her on the team to support you. And we got to do it for the culture, man. Got to shout out for anyone of our skin color who's trying to make it big because that's what
yeah.
we need. And
Absolutely, man. You need more people in these professions, man. Because at the end of the day, man, like there's not a lot of us there that not only represent us, but that know how to that know the system. You know, you know that know how to game the system in a sense where like you see people like Donald Trump, like his whole entire career and whole entire like foundation of his wealth is built on finding loopholes and exploiting them.
yeah,
And the thing is like not a lot of us in our community know how to exploit those loopholes. Not that I'm be the type of lawyer that like that actively does that, because because I don't want to get disbarred before I even just become a lawyer.
Yeah.
But just having that knowledge base, man, of the different avenues of building wealth in this country. Uh, Not a lot of us have that, and as more and more of us come up to the pipeline, it's definitely important that there's more lawyers, and there's more financiers, and there's more uh, entrepreneurs out there to help build that knowledge base and to help build that wealth within the community.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I kind of see it as a way of like understanding the world, understanding the systems that make up our world, and having that, knowledge from years of being a part of it and years of education.
Mm-hmm.
You make better decisions for yourself, for your family, for your community when you are able to be in these, positions to accomplish a great deal of intellect and,
Mm-hmm.
be educated. But speaking on, the idea of race and ethnicity and equality and also representation, it is my understanding that you chose not to go to WashU in St. Louis, one of the best schools in the nation, in the world. I have a friend there. His name is Ahi,
Uh-huh.
Nigerian, graduated with me. And he's also been on the podcast. You guys might know him as the Instigator. Uh, he's at WashU right now.
Yeah.
He's getting an MD and a PhD. Smart dude. WashU is a great school, but
Yeah.
how do you not go to WashU?
Man, it was a tough decision, man, because as I said before, man, like where you go to law school is very, very important with regards to your career prospects. And I know for myself, like I wanted to be in the Southeast region, to Mid Atlantic, so UNC already has a stronghold in the area, so that was a natural choice for me to make.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I have a family network that's tapped into the different firms in the Charlotte area, slash Atlanta area that heavily recruit from UNC.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, this is a no brainer. But it was definitely a tough decision, man, because Washington threw a lot of money at me.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, another part of it too, man, that was a big concern for me, man, was the race relations of it all
Right.
within the state of Missouri. 'Cause I don't think it's well. Even for me, like I found out like literally like 2 weeks after I got in that back in August of 2017,
Yep.
the NAACP issued a what do you call it?
Travel ban.
There we go. And it was and it was very concerning to me, man, because it's like yeah, and I had no idea that Ferguson was so close to where St. Louis was.
Right.
So so it was a combination of that and you know just the overall state of police community relations within that state.
Yeah.
It was just very concerning to me, man. I was like, dude, like I don't want to. I've never I mean I've definitely had interaction with the police, and for the most part they've been positive. I've never had no issues, but you never know, man. And I really don't want to take that chance down there, man. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm sure that I may be a bit paranoid about it, but it was just like, man, like just the prospect of having to deal with that.
Right.
It wasn't for me, bro.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
wasn't for me. And on top of that too, in terms of like where their employment base was for where most of their attorneys go, it really didn't fit where it really didn't fit with where I wanted to practice as well. So that
Yeah.
also played a part.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that it's unbelievable that that's a real thing. In 2018, that you can decline a fantastic school like WashU, and I do believe UNC is also a fantastic school. And you mentioned the Mid Atlantic region and your connection, so that plays a lot into it. But the fact that that's also in consideration is wild.
Yeah, dude. It's sad, man. It's sad that that's the country we live in, bro. To where like yeah, as you said, man, like where people have to make a conscious decision, especially people of color. They have to make a conscious decision of okay, what are the relations with police here, or do I have to deal with racist, you know anything. I don't know how to explain it, but there's just certain things that you have to take into consideration
Yeah.
when you're applying to different schools in different areas as a person of color, man, because it's not the same for everybody else. It really isn't, and that's a shame, but that's just the way life works.
Yeah, that's reality. I'm actually on the NAACP's website right now. Quote, the numerous racist incidents and the statistics cited by the Missouri Attorney General in the advisory, namely the fact that African Americans in Missouri are 75% more likely to be stopped and searched by law enforcement officers.
That's a dub, bro. That's a dub. I'm not doing. I'm not like I'm not finna submit myself to that, man. And on top of that, like the governor of the state, man, he shows no type of commitment, man, to improving, the situation.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not like I can't, and I made sure, that when I wrote, Washington a letter, and the funny thing about that story about Washington is that like I got that acceptance letter right before I was about to submit my application to go back to community college so I can get my science prereqs to go, to go to nursing school,
Right.
just in case law school didn't work out. So they were
Yeah.
my first acceptance, yo. So it was like, and I made sure to thank them, for really considering me and taking the time to interview me, man. But it was like, I don't know if I can do that to myself, man. I
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Most definitely. Hey, I appreciate you sharing those details. That's pretty personal. When you're making decisions like that, and it's real also. But you know what? Onto better pastures, onto the greener side of things, which is the future. I will let you know now. I'm so excited to move on into my doctoral studies. Psychology is my passion. As you
Yeah.
said, law school is your dream. This is my dream. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're excited too. What are you looking forward to?
Dude, I'm looking forward to a lot of things, but I think one of the big things that I really want to do, a big goal of mine, is to clerk on the Supreme Court of the United States
Okay.
for Judge Sotomayor. I love the work she's done as an attorney. I love her track record in terms of voting, and I think she's an excellent writer, and I think she'd be a great mentor. So I'd love to clerk for her. I like Ginsburg too, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she'll be around by the time I graduate, and that's no offense to her. And she's done great work. She has a great resume, and she's definitely an integral, cog with regards to, really making sure that Donald Trump isn't able to railroad a constitution.
Right.
So yeah, so if I could clerk for her, and God willing that she's alive, I'd love to, man.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of my biggest goals. My next goals after that, man, is sky meets the limit. Wherever God takes me after a clerkship, man, that's definitely where I go. But I definitely want to be in the business of defending the little guy. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that comes in part of representing artists. When it comes to um, negotiating contracts or representing labor unions against their employers, or even like being general counsel for the NBA or NFL Players Association, um, and guiding them through CBA negotiations. That's the type of work that I want to do. Like I've never really wanted to be one of those big time corporate lawyers. But I mean, if it came to it and that's what's available, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely the end goal of where I want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Most definitely. Um, it's great that you have like such a good vision of these goals, and I do believe that you have the work ethic to achieve them. Thank you so much for talking about that. You know what? We're gonna change the conversation to
So
traditional real talk beyond the headlines, hot takes, hashtag hot takes.
yeah,
But you
what I
know,
came here for, bro.
hey, so I saw you posted something on Twitter. There are two things specifically I want to talk about: music and sports. But I saw you posted something on Twitter, and you said something about Kendrick Lamar fans think that he's a better rapper than Kanye. Look, I'm gonna just say this now: Kendrick Lamar is a way better rapper than Kanye. Straight
Oh
up.
man, I'm
Straight
tripping,
up.
bro. Like, what are y'all listening to, man? Yo, like the alien voice not gonna save that dude, man. Like, come on, dog.
Look, this is look, as far as just straight rapping, just coming on the microphone, whether it's a cipher or a rap battle or whatever, just lyrics off the top of the dome, writing on paper, poetry, words. Kendrick Lamar
He's
is
a spoken word artist. He's a spoken word artist, man. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Like, I wanna. It's just
okay.
You know
So
what? I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna give him this. I personally, I like Kendrick a lot. I like T-Pab. I like Damn. I wasn't too big of a fan of Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, it has some dope records on there. I just wasn't a fan of it. But I rock with Kendrick, man, and I think that he delivers bars from time to time. But but in terms of Kanye's discography, from College Dropout to The Life of Pablo, in terms of bars, I don't know, man. I
dude, are
don't
you
know,
really?
bro.
So
I
so
don't know.
so
The only thing I say is this. The only thing I say is this, because in the gym I was in, I will concede that Kanye has had writers. You know what I'm saying, who have written bars for him. So from a purist standpoint, if if we're gonna argue that Kendrick can outbar Kanye on the grounds that Kanye has had help, I'll concede it to Kendrick. Fine.
okay. I mean, to me, that's the biggest knock on Kanye is that, and I do believe Kanye writes, like he constructs the whole song, and perhaps maybe he might have a writer here or there, as he constructs these songs. But you know, and believe me, I'm a huge Kanye fan. Like one of my first CDs that I ever bought was College Dropout.
Yeah,
And Late Registration, I got all three of those.
yeah,
And so
bro.
I'm a huge Kanye fan, but it's just like when you're talking about just straight rappability, just rapping, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's not bar. Listen, Kendrick. Only thing with Kendrick, man, is that sometimes I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's the flow that I'm looking for, but sometimes the flow just be off, and I'm like, that's kind of whack. But you know what I'm saying, but when he's on, that man is on, bro. And
Yeah.
I fuck with Kendrick, man. Like my friends think I'm a Kendrick hater, but I'm just like, but my thing is this: I just don't think Kendrick be hitting as much as they say he does. Like for example, the Masco remix, that shit was trash. Every like Kendrick fans will lie to my face, look me in the eye and tell me that shit was hot. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, tell the truth, man. Be honest, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, you gotta lie to me, man. Like, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everything he does has to be a hit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he gonna miss, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Sometimes he gonna miss,
Yeah.
and that's the same for Drake, who I think bar for bar can see Kendrick. But then again, comes the whole entire allegations of ghostwriting, even though it was for a singing record that was a pop record, so it don't really count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't, bro. Like I think that Drake can rap bar for bar with Kendrick. That's just me. And I'm going off records like 4 p.m. Lord knows, Western Road Flows,
Yeah.
Jodeci Back remix. Like, bro, Drake can rap. You know what I'm saying? But people don't give him the credit because he sings as well, bro. And
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't, bro.
I've actually, like, right now I really don't hold anyone above Kendrick, like as far as just rapping and lyrics, but I cannot disagree with what you said about Drake. I fucks with Drake heavy, but as far as lyrics, like he's always solid. So I'm with you on that.
Bro, like, look, bro, like, legit, man. Like, you legit catch me, like, listening to 4 p.m. in Calabasas, like, riding on a handicap scooter in the grocery store, bro, just vibing, dog.
Hey,
I
if
love
you,
the record so much, bro. And I also love Lust, too, off the Damn album. Shoot, Lust is actually my ringtone. I fuck with that record heavy, bro.
most
But yeah,
definitely.
man, I can definitely understand why people will say that Kendrick is the top, like, bar for bar artist out right now.
Yeah.
I can see that. You know what I'm saying? I'll argue with it depending on the season. But I can see it.
Most
I can
definitely.
definitely see it. Some people will say Big Sean. I say fuck out of here.
I
Some people will say J. Cole. But the thing about J. Cole, man, is that his energy be off sometimes, bro. And I'm just like, man, like, yo, man, like, where's the E, bro? Like, where's the enthusiasm? It's just,
Right,
I don't
right.
know how to explain it, man. Like that last album, For Your Eyes Only, when so we saw Drake, not Drake, we saw Kendrick put out Damn, like that had energy, that had bars, that had a story.
Yep.
Like Cole put out that snooze fest ass shit, man. Like I want to fold clothes for him. Like Cole, man, get
Yeah,
the out of
yeah.
here, man, and put some effort into the damn album, bro.
Dude, I feel you. I do like the album. I do, but you're absolutely right. As far it's like you listen to it one time maybe before you go to sleep. Put yourself in a little chill mood. But it ain't no rotate banger like that. You're not gonna have
Not,
it on
not,
rotation.
not at all, yo.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So finally we are in the midst of the NBA playoffs. There are probably some games on today. I ain't watching no Warriors, so you know what? I'll check back in tomorrow. But what do you see, man? What how are the playoffs gonna resolve themselves?
I think we're gonna have the Warriors versus the Cavs, man, and or Raptors, and or
Raptors.
Raptors,
Raptors.
and or Sixers.
Oh my God, yo, what is
and
good with the Sixers?
yo, listen, man, that boy Ben Simmons, man, he's coming for blood, yo. Ben Simmons, uh, goddamn, Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
Bro, them young boys can play, man. Like, if they can minimize like the young nigga mistakes, bro, like they have a legitimate chance of beating the Cavs. Like you saw what the Pacers did to the Cavs the other day. If,
yeah.
if, if that's how the Cavs are gonna play, if that's how it's gonna be, alright, fine, it's a wrap.
Right,
You know,
right. Man, I'll
but
I'll say this. Like I'm a huge LeBron fan, and the thing that I love about LeBron is that like he legit is a dude that can carry a team. Between
that's
what he
fine.
did with in the finals against the Warriors when they lost and Kyrie was hurt and Kevin Love was hurt, and also when he went to the finals with the Cavs against the Spurs and got swept with those
Yeah,
teams. But if there was ever a season where LeBron really had to prove that, is this season. Cause that team is not going nowhere without LeBron basically playing
man,
like
but that's the thing. Like he can't go the first quarter without scoring. Like that's I don't know why he does like dumb things like that from time. I'm like LeBron. You know you have to score. Like why are you going a whole entire quarter without scoring? Because that affects that literally affects the flow of the game, man. Because like the ball flows through him. The team, the energy of the team flows through him. So he has to set the tone. And if
yeah.
he doesn't, then it's a dub. You know what I mean? So I think that the Cavs will win this series just because of how great LeBron is. I don't think he's ever going to go another first quarter without scoring again. I think he's going to be aggressive from the jump, man. Like honestly, bro, like I used to be a big LeBron hater, but I think it was like 2016 when they came back 3-1. I was
Right.
like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? So like I have a healthy respect for LeBron. I just don't like his fans. That's it.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean?
For
But
sure.
yeah, but again, I definitely think it's gonna be the Warriors versus the Cavs, Sixers, or Raptors. Because I from what I've seen from the Cavs so far and lately, I don't know if they got the stamina, man. I don't know if they got the stamina, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, man. We've had like I think we've had like two ish basketball conversations on the podcast recently. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like Cavs Warriors. Like people don't even want to talk about it no more, man. So hoping for some fireworks.
There's possibilities, man. Don't want to disrespect the Rockets, no, but I just like we've seen what James Harden and Chris Paul do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm not really pressed about them. You know what I'm saying they haven't proven that they can take a team all the way, bro. So that's not really. I don't know why I'm just not scared by them. And also let's remember that Steph Curry's coming back too as well. So I think the Warriors in the finals are a done deal, but I think the East has a story to tell, man. I really do. I really do. People say they wildin', Jeff, you crazy. Shout out to Purdue, who's like, you don't know basketball, but like I don't do. When my predictions come true, I want an apology.
Hey,
I
hey,
want an
that
apology.
that is Prince Ordu, the NBA Prince, who has been featured on the podcast a couple times. And you, Jeff, aka at Quinoa Ques on Twitter, Quinoa the grain, Q's the fraternity. But yeah, you jumped in on the conversation after we posted a podcast, and you insisted that you come on because you had some hot takes, and it's true. You got some hot takes.
Y'all be wildin', bro. Y'all be going with the drip. That's the thing, man, because y'all go off the traditional basketball head takes, which I respect. But but there's certain times, man, when the hot takes I think prevails, man, just based off what we're seeing, bro.
Most
Like
definitely.
you can't tell me you can't. I understand it's one game. It might be a bit it might be a bit reactionary, but from what we've seen throughout the whole entire season, you can't tell me that the Raptors and the Sixers, don't have a legitimate stake at getting to the finals. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Now the Raptors, if what's that bum ass dude's name, man? Kyle Lowry, who's who's just freaking Raymond Felton with an afro. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
I would.
Like
I was.
he's been skating from Slander for years, dog. Like getting in the All Star games, like, just skating by, bro, with no type of static, yo. And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if he shows up to play, the Raptors might be a problem, And as we've seen, what's that boy name? DeMar DeRozan, he's out here shooting threes now. So he's no longer just a mid-range type shooter, bro. So that's it, man. The East is going to be very interesting. I don't think the Cavs in the finals are a done deal. And I also got money riding on it too, so that's why I feel that way.
Hey, most definitely, man. Hey, those are hot takes. Thank you for joining the podcast for our first segment on this segment that I haven't named yet. But overall, it's about the journey to success, which we will achieve because we are hard workers and diligent workers, and because we're also them niggas. Um, so yeah, man, appreciate you coming on the podcast. And this is Real Talk Beyond the Headlines. Hit us up on social media at Real Talk BTH. Hit up Jeff at Quinoa Ques. He has.
Real quick too.
Yes, sir.
I also want to say, hey, if anybody needs any, study materials for the LSAT or any type of advice with regards to applications or writing essays, feel free to DM me, man. I'm an open book. I definitely want to help, whoever I can, because the navigating the law school process is definitely tough.
Yes, sir.
And getting that stuff together and putting yourself in the best position is definitely important. So you can hit me up on Twitter, Quinoa Ques, and we'll get you started.
Most definitely. Hey, man, excellent stuff. Hashtag pay it forward. I love the vibes that you're bringing to the podcast, man. I want to stay positive and help each other that looks like us. Once again, this is Real Talk Beyond the Headlines at Real Talk BTH. Thank you, Jeff, for being on the podcast. Peace.
Peace.